eat. Feeding himself on a diet of pizza and tacos, he has gradually ballooned to the weight of 6.5 men.
The first time I saw him, I actually cried.
Manuel is now desperate to lose his excess bulk and re-enter normal society.
The goal is to have Manuel down to about maybe 220 pounds.
But how does a person of his astonishing size even begin such a monumental task? And what is life on the inside really like for the world's heaviest man? The city of Monterrey in northern Mexico, with over 2 million people, is the country's industrial heartland. It is also home to 42-year-old Manuel Uribe, the world's heaviest man. Every morning for Manuel starts with his daily grooming routine.
Pues bueno, me gusta peinarme, arreglarme, que todo esté bien.
For the past 5 years, this has been Manuel's only view. He not only sleeps in this bed, he washes here, eats here, and goes to the bathroom here.
Hacer pipí y hacer el amor es lo mejor que puedo hacer. Ir del baño.
Manuel lives with his mother, 62-year-old Otilia, who looks after his every need, starting each morning with a hot breakfast. His aspiration is a simple one, to someday leave this room and venture back into the outside world. But Manuel has not always been so massively overweight. When he was born on June 11th, 1965, he weighed a very average 7.5 pounds.
When I was growing up, I was normal. Only a bit fatter than the average boy, but only that, a bit fatter, not obese.
Pero no obeso.
Growing up, Manuel certainly had a large appetite.
He drank milk, ate eggs, tortillas, potatoes, everything I served him.
But it wasn't until Manuel was in his 20s that his real problems began. In 1987, he got married and moved to the United States for work.
Entonces yo siento como que cuando estuve...
I feel that my problem started in the US because when I left my weight was 280 pounds.
Manuel and his wife settled in Dallas, Texas, where he soon found a job fixing typewriters.
Y como en una mesa donde yo trabajaba, donde yo arreglaba las máquinas, pues todo el día...
I used to fix the machines all day sitting at a table, all day sitting down. Life in the US is like that. You just go from your desk to your car. I used to drive my car to and from work, so I didn't get any exercise.
La verdad no había nada de ejercicio.
Couple this with a fast food diet, washed down with soft drinks, and Manuel began to grow heavier.
When Manuel was in America, in the States, he used to eat lots of pizza because he worked right next door to a pizzeria.
Una empresa de pizzas.
Las cosas que me gustaban comer.
The things I liked eating when I was in the States were pizza, burgers, fried chicken, a lot of pasta, spaghetti, a lot of things like that.
By the summer of 2001, Manuel had ballooned to a staggering 550 pounds. It was then that he and his wife decided to return home to Monterrey, hoping that a change in lifestyle could alter his eating habits.
When he returned from the States, I couldn't believe he was so big. He got so fat. I couldn't believe it.
As Manuel grew larger, he also began to develop a growth on his left thigh, a lymphedema, which made walking extremely difficult. Unable to cope any longer, he turned to 2 local surgeons for help.
At the time, Manuel was definitely obese, less than he is now, but at that time he had a lot of trouble getting up and walking. due to two large tumors in his left leg, in his left pelvic limb.
At the time, Manuel was tipping the scales at almost 800 pounds and was all but bedridden. It was decided that the best way forward was for him to go under the knife.
They offered to help me for free, including surgery. I just had to pay things like anesthesia, scheduling, and so on.
The most crucial thing for Manuel was to be able to move. Thus, one of the most important points was to remove his big tumor that was preventing him from walking.
But in Mexico, nobody of Manuel's size had ever been cleared for surgery. Nobody had administered anesthetic to such a morbidly obese patient, and no surgeon had operated on such a large body mass.
There were 3 surgeons, 2 anesthetists, 2 intensive care specialists who also do critical medicine, and a cardiologist. All those doctors had to be present at the surgery.
The surgery would last for over 12 hours.
In Manuel's case, we performed a dermolipectomia of the thigh in order to remove a big area of a big tumor. These are not procedures to lose weight, but rather to reform certain body areas.
By the end of the procedure, the doctors had removed a staggering 180 pounds of flesh and tissue from Manuel's thigh and pelvic areas. Manuel was wheeled out of the operating theater and into an uncertain future. With no medical precedent, no one could predict how he would recover and whether the surgery would have any effect at all on his struggle to lose weight.